I was on 63rd today, right down the street from Old Block. So this is the third episode of Chicago Money and Motivation. We have a fire topic today. So I'm going to take the floor real quick. We got to introduce ourselves. I'm Vance.
TT.
Patrick.
Rail.
Daviana. Jakaya.
Alright, so that's everybody. So I got a real heavy thought that I want to put out into the world. And it's dealing with, I'm going to be a little selfish with talking about this, so I'm going to need about 2 minutes. So it's dealing with balancing mental health in America as a black person. Living in America, it's like, it's really, it's unbearable a lot of times. And it's like, I find myself having to do a lot of like work to center myself because I really don't like the country. I don't like the country. I don't like the language. I don't like how white men be like crybabies. It's just like a lot of shit I don't like. And when I go out the country, I know a lot of you ladies are probably travelers. You guys travel? Mm-hmm. So when I go out the country, I feel more at peace. And then it's like, as far as like racism, when I go out the country, I'm like, damn, I don't even feel like racism. You know what I mean? But then when I come back, I do. So I'm like, what the media has pushed for black men, they have destroyed our image. And they also, to me, have destroyed the image of black women. And like when I think of like all the crime, it do be crime and shit. Like niggas fucked up and shit. So it do be a lot of shit going on. But it's like, say with black women, like you see the over sexualization of black women. I think that's media driven. You know what I mean? And I also think that the country is getting real soft. We dealing with words like emotional intelligence and shit like that. Like that's like new. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just getting a lot softer. So how do you guys balance mental health in America?
That's kind of deep. To balance mental health.
How do you balance your mental health in America, being black?
Finding a career. Picking something that you love. Because I think a lot of people have a job in America that they don't like. Most people went to college and they're not involved in their degree. Finding balance in America is hard because we deal with violence every day. It's violence against the black woman. It's violence against the black man. It's almost like you gotta hide yourself to find balance in America. Like when I go out of the country, it'd be like, it's like a relief. But then they look at you different out there too, though. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
how they look at you? Because I feel like when I'm out the country, I feel like they look at me like a white dude, and that's kind of sad. Like I feel like I'm like the man and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's because you overseas. They know you got some money.
Right. Correct. If you have enough money to travel with, you had enough money to do something.
Yeah. Right. They doing the same shit down there. But I don't discriminating with darker people.
I don't feel the like the media push over there. Because they ain't worried about that shit over there. It's like the media push over here is so strong, bro. Like I go in the crib, bro. I gotta like put on some Sade or you know what I'm saying. I got like a whole routine and shit. Like just to I gotta like not talk to people. Like it's a lot of shit you gotta do to like just to be okay.
Well, I'll give you an example. I had went to Colombia, right? And actually, like when I got off the plane, everything had slowed down. Remember we had talked about that. So we was out there about 7-8 days. Everything was just so slow paced, right? And then the second we got back to O'Hare, it's like, shit, gotta go pick up the kids. Shit, did I pay my light bill? Shit, did I pay my water bill? Did I pay my mortgage? You know what I'm saying? So I don't really see a good balance in America. You just gotta deal with it.
All your problems waiting on you.
All your problems is waiting on you. Like
as soon as you get off that plane,
you can go for a little bit, bro. But every time I go out the country, it's like the problems is right there. They just sitting there for you, and then they go away momentarily. But then the second you come back, it's like, yeah, you forgot to do this. So my balance has never been. I don't think it is America. It's really yourself. I don't think you can blame it on America because there's a lot of people that live good that don't got half of what we got. And we have seen that. You have seen that. Because we've all flown international. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's really about America. The balance comes from yourself. I know kids that don't got no shoes. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no book bags. They don't got proper education, and they happy. But you come to America, everything is ran so fast. So I only balance by going to work, staying out the way, minding my business, taking care of my kids. That's how I balance growing up in America.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think about it when it comes down to the blacks or whatever it is. We basically born 25 steps behind every race there is, every culture there is. So when you talk about what's going on social media, whatever it is, it's strictly based off, deleting the image of the black person to keep them as bottom feeders and never allow them to wake up and come together and unite, because they know if they do, it's a wrap, and that they go to sleep every night fearing that shit. So to me, balancing that shit is really learning who you are, learning, your history, learning where you come from, learning where you going in life, and separating yourself from racism. Because when it comes down to racism, you ain't born that way, man. You know what I'm saying? You taught that shit, and that shit slowly but surely dying down. Racism is dying down a lot.
So am I like the only person here that like really like kind of like hate this place? You know what I'm saying? I hate this place type shit.
You're probably not the only person that hates America, but I feel like it is propaganda, like to the image of the black woman and the black man. That is all propaganda to keep us to feel like that we are not of quality, like we are not equal to other ethnicities or other nationalities or other races. So race is right.
Do you feel safe in America as a black woman?
As a black woman, yes, I feel safe only because I'm concealed and carry, so I make sure I protect myself. So that's why I feel safe personally, because I take steps to, I'm very aware of my surroundings. Like, I feel like any group of people, I feel like women, so in my opinion, I personally feel like it is kind of harder to be a black woman than it is to be a black man. Because of the fact that men y'all already get paid more than the woman, period. So financially, men, period. A white man, a Mexican man, a Latino man, you guys make more money on a dollar in comparison to a woman. I'm not too sure of like the actual statistics of it, but I think it's something like for every dollar a man makes, a woman makes maybe like
65
some sense to that. So you guys are already financially ahead, and then not also that, but the black woman, me personally, I'm a single mother, so me personally, I feel like I have to have structure. Like I feel like it's kind of, we don't get the grace. We don't get grace as black men do. Like for a black man or a man, period, but more so black men, it is kind of a given that if you have a baby and you're not ready, you can take a step back and get yourself together, and then you can come back when you like, you got it figured out. As a black mother, we do that, we get dogged.
Well, you can drop them off at the fire station when they 2 months old.
But we get dogged. And we don't get that grace. We don't get that grace to be like, oh, I don't have it figured out. I just need a break. I need to go on a hiatus. I'm not ready for this right now. No, we have to have it.
You know, it's single mothers and single fathers, though. But
I'm saying as a collective, like speaking on the propaganda from the media standpoint.
Okay.
That is most black men, that's not the reality now. I know a lot of amazing black fathers, single fathers. I know a lot of amazing black men who co-parent, and to me, I feel like they should have full custody.
But we just portray different.
Exactly, based upon the propaganda is what I mean, and not personally, because my personal experience is completely different than the media that is placed out there. But I just feel like as a black woman, personally, we don't get the same grace as a black man. So yeah, you guys go through stuff, but I feel like we have a triple negative. And we are a woman. Okay. We are a black woman, and
on top of that, the black men not respecting y'all.
That's not my personal experience, but I guess propaganda on the media, yes.
Yeah, on the media, it's the black men saying they rather have a lighter person or a whiter person than anything. That's what America is about.
So what's your take?
I have none.
You have none? So you just came here to sit down and... Damn.
On this topic, no, I mean, y'all talking about this.
So how do you feel like... You've been out of the country, you said you went to Jamaica, so how do you feel? Do you feel like the racism kind of dissipates when you go to Jamaica versus when you're here, or what?
I try not to look too much into the race. I just try to be myself and all I can be. Not in the army, but yeah. I definitely Yeah, that I'm going through so much in my life. I don't even look at race. I don't even listen to the racism. So many people say, you know, they go with the Hispanics, the white people, everybody.
I talking about the ER.
So when they say it, you know, it's like a language, like a different language now. Like I take it in and I just walk with it, you know.
Your tattoo show it all. You got the unk on your fingers, your hand.
But I'm waiting for a Karen, but
you're
right
aware,
now,
but you just blind to it too, or you just aware of it?
I think I'm aware, but I turn a blind cheek. I mean, I turn a cheek to it because that's not in my. I don't even know what word I'm looking for, but
lexicon. So it's like some spiritual stuff, like you just like. You know, like how people be reading books and they like just block stuff out, like
exactly,
this what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
But why though?
I mean, because like why carry that? Even though my ancestors went through it, why should I have to? Not saying like
so it don't affect you.
Exactly. Exactly.
But that's the problem right there.
Exactly.
I think black people, we have been selfish over the years as far as it's not affecting you. Oh, that shit affects you. Oh, yeah. Like, everything affects you. That's just like, I learned something not too long ago. When you go out the country, when they say black, we not black. We actually African. So when a person say black man, that's labeled to an American who was abused all these years ago doing slavery, doing racism, doing the separation of, you know, in the 60s, the 70s and all that stuff, right? So I learned when you go out the country, they be like, oh, he black. That's why the Africans say, no, I'm not black. Speaking of American content, you know what I'm saying? That's why they say that. And they not saying they not African. They saying they not black. Because black people in America is the only one that says that they're black. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that problem come in there too. Because matter of fact, we was in, you know, this DR, Columbia, wherever you go, where they say, bro, Black Lives Matter. I'm black too. That's the hustle to get money. But when they go home, they like, I'm of an African descent. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like black people, we so at a separation when it come to America, and we definitely on the last of the totem pole when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta ask yourself though, when you do say like Africans or whatever it is, like, do any one of us at the table know anybody from Africa that we related to?
Nope. No. We don't have an identity.
My from me doing my genealogy, you know, it went back.
You did the Ancestry.com?
No. Okay. Ancestry.com took a lot of my genealogy away. It took a lot of my ancestors back away. Like, for example, my great grandfather got a total of 305 acres. You know what I'm saying? In Mississippi. So 135 he was inherited to. It was inherited to him from his father, which is my great grandfather. You know what I'm saying? The remainder he bought from they call it slave man. It wasn't a slave man. He bought it from people he was working for. He was an employer. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna grow this for you. I'm gonna grow this. He knew how to farm. I'm gonna grow this for you. I'm gonna raise this for you. Whatever it is, but you gonna sell me this for such and such, which was 50 bits of an acre. That was like 50 cents an acre if you break it down, because it's a Latin word. So I'm looking like, okay, cool. My grandfather was born in the late 1800s. My great grandfather, how is it possible that he was inherited 135 acres? And it's 12 of them. He was inherited 135 fucking acres. You know what I'm saying? So which means his father was born way before him. What I ask myself is, are we really Africans? You know what I'm saying? I don't know nobody from Africa. I went back as far as deeper that I could that it got, and the reason why I know what his father gave him is from one of the old siblings and the oldest sibling, my grandma's sisters. You know what I'm saying? Because we still got the land down there. We still got the house that they raised in or whatever it is, but nobody is stating who came from Africa.
Can I say something? That is so true. My son's family, my family, they all have land in the southern states that somebody else gave to them. And 9 times out of 10, it was a white slave owner that was sleeping with the housewife, the woman. She became mixed, and then she slept with a black man, and then when he died off, he left for the house because half of the mixed kids was his. That happened in my family, my son's mom's family. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I think that came from. And you're right, it don't tie back to nothing African about what we do.
But you
like
ain't talking about the 1800s right now, though.
But no, he's saying that's what trickles back down. Where do you find that part?
I'm telling you
African
that
at?
my people got 305 acres of land. You know, 135 was inherited to my grandfather himself, my great grandfather himself. You know what I'm saying? It was inherited to him. It was given to him. He purchased the remainder. So the story down the line is the deal was he worked for certain people, not was a slave or whatever. From what I heard, slavery was the same exact definition of what it is now, employer. You know what I'm saying? It was just called slavery.
Yeah.
It was the same. They just changed the name. They didn't know how to grow. They didn't know how to farm. He knew how to farm. Hey, if I farm for such and such amount of time, you're going to sell me this land for this much amount. You know what I'm saying? 305 acres in Mississippi, Bay Spring, Mississippi. So nobody in my family knows anything about Africa.
Right. They can't go past that moment right there. Like,
They can't. They don't have. We got pictures, we got everything or whatever it is, but when I ask them the question, who do you all know from Africa? We don't know. Y'all go all the way back to the mid 1800s. Who the fuck came from Africa? If the slave trade started in 1865 or mid 1800s, who the fuck came? Who came from Africa?
So what are you getting from that? What you say happened?
Black people are already here.
I'm
We all been here.
For sure.
Christopher Columbus, he was just a reject from England. And all the people that didn't like them from England, they all got on the ship.
Columbus,
and they went to the wrong fucking place, and then they crashed and was like, oh, I failed at this. Like white people, what is they call cultural appropriation?
Yeah.
That's all it was.
They say
Black
Christopher
people
Columbus founded, was it the DR? Or the island of...
the Caribbean island.
The Caribbean island, his brother, bro. They said his brother
they
founded that.
They were all rejects.
Like, come on, bro.
Nobody wanted them in England anymore. Yeah. So they all got on the ship. They were, exiled. And they all got on the ship and they're like, we don't go here. We don't know nobody who down here in South America. Let's just go here. But then their coordinates was off. And they crashed. And it was like, oh shit. What is this place? Oh, nobody here. We don't know nobody here. This our shit. And it's not y'all shit. People been here. Yeah, so that's why you can't trace it back, because black people, we've always been here.
But we the only one that have no identity. What do we celebrate? They gonna give us
That's because it's been washed away.
Look how many identities they gave us.
That's why they got the Israel and Palestine going on, but I ain't gonna speak.
We went from what? Color to black to African American.
Talk about it.
You know,
that's too controversial.
That's a lot of identities. We the only nationality, the only culture who got so many identities. Like, once again, my experience. I went to school with white people. I experienced that. None of them was white. You had Irish, you had Italians, you had Germans, you had Polish, you had Russians. They all look the same,
not the same.
Averagely, kind of, but they all was not the same culture. They all was different cultures.
Right, they all like.
It was no such thing as.
Y'all believe that they flocked to America and like.
Oh, for sure.
You know, you believe that? You believe that? You do.
For sure. So, do none of y'all identify as a black woman or black man?
I identify as a black woman. I'm a black woman.
I mean, you forced to identify yourself that because that's what they.
What else
don't know nothing else. And that always bothered me too. Yeah. To where like the Puerto Ricans had Puerto Rican Day Parade. We was just in Colombia. They had the Afro-Colombia, Cartagena, that African descent, right?
Celebrate.
The Mexicans had this parade. But when it come to us, y'all gonna give us a Juneteenth? We know nothing about.
That is only because
that shit is horrible.
Culture and our history has been wiped away. That's
it's definitely been wiped away.
It's
even Tulsa, Oklahoma, it
yes,
go back.
It's been wiped away. Mm-hmm. Every time we have established something and cultivated something, it's been wiped away. Do you really believe Egyptians are freaking light skinned? How you light skinned in the sun? 24/7. You are
Go catch a
black.
tan,
So
right.
they don't want us to believe that we were pharaohs, we were kings, we were queens. All of that is wiped away. History is only his story. The person who won the war, they tell their side of their story.
I
That's
give
all
you
that
one
is.
even more deeper. So I follow 3 different news things in Colombia. They'll make you think everybody in Colombia is white. That's
They're
far
not.
from true. The
That's
people
true.
in Colombia look like me, you.
Yeah,
I'm talking about. It's all different.
Because they-
Cali, Colombia, Bogota, not Medellin. Medellin in the valley, so it's more white Colombians. You look at El Chapo or whatever his name is. You think, oh, all Colombians is
Chapo.
white. No,
Yeah.
Colombia literally got a 3-4 big cities full of black people.
Yeah, that's just like Guatemala. Guatemala.
Uh-huh.
They say it's almost over 50% people that look like me.
It
But
is.
you got to think about it. It's the same way over there as over here. They put us in one area. You know, they put all them in one area. Venezuelans, Guatemalans, Belize. That's one of them.
Bah-
Dominican.
Bahamians, Dominican,
You know,
yeah.
they put them
Panama,
all pretty
Panama.
much in
That's what they try
one
to do now with
area.
the Dominicans. Put
So-
them in our area.
They pretty much, you gotta think, they look like us when you go over there. They just
promise
speak.
you.
They
Just
just got a
speak
different
Spanish.
tongue, and
It's
some of them got
different
straight hair.
language. Yup.
Just like over here, some
Now,
of
we
us
all
got
look the
straight
same.
hair.
Yeah.
Some of us got, the curly hair.
But they got an
it's-
identity though, so they can say that they're
Right.
Afro-Colombian. Because the girl was like, "Oh, I'm not black. I'm Afro-Colombian." You can hear and be like, "I'm black." No, what? You don't even know what you
But think
are.
about it, Afro. Do you have a fucking afro? What the fuck type of name that
But
is?
that's
Like
what, no,
African.
That's the
African.
name they gave they ass.
African though, yeah.
But they have an African descent.
But all
That's
that
what
just
they-
comes from the Great Britain monarchy. That's
Yeah,
all
and it
that
depends
is.
where you was dropped off at too.
Yeah.
It depends where they drop. Like the DR. Let's talk about it. The DR. They think because they got a lighter skin that they better than somebody.
They
They
do.
treat the Haitians
Because their
like
standard
they ain't
is
shit.
America-based standards, and our America-based standards, we
Complexion.
still have standards of Great Britain. That's our standard.
Yes.
So that's what it is. Everybody was a slave. Everyone was an indentured servant. White people, sorry to tell y'all, but white people started off with the complexion superiority complex. That's where that cultivated from. Because we were all side by side, we were all chained up. We were all working to pay our debts. This slaves only came from, like he said, employers, but you were in debt to your employer, so you have to work that off a certain type of way. So everyone was in debt, and back then it wasn't money, it was trades, good trades.
Right.
So I have
Barter.
this, I have a bag of beans, you have a bag of rice.
They didn't
let's
have a
barter, let's
government
get
once
this.
upon a time.
Exactly, until it became.
Taxes.
Wow,
When they created
why we
taxes.
together? I look better than I don't need to be by this black man. Why I'm by him? No, I'm white. I'm going off of Great Britain standards, because when Christopher Columbus came, he wanted to stray away from Great Britain standards because he was exiled from them, but he can't because that's all he know. So you're still, no matter where we go, we still gonna instill and do what we're kind of used to doing or what we come from. Just like me, like I'm 28, but I still do things that my mother did. She did stuff that her mother did, and it's so
Yeah.
forth. So from him, even though he was exiled, he's still going to do certain things from over there. So when he came, he just like, you white, why you chained up? Why you working next to this black man? Why you working next to this Mexican man? No, you you better than that. But you're not better than that because you're still in debt.
So that's the Willie Lynch shit, basically.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's a whole deeper conundrum. That's a whole mental. Now that's the mental fuck. That's probably why you feel how you feel in America, because that was literally bullet points on how to mentally fuck, not just fuck up physically, but to mentally fuck up and to dismantle the black household, the black everything all in one, like for generations to come. Willie Lynch wasn't just thinking in the moment. He was thinking forever. This is what we're gonna do forever.
You saying me? I was just I thought more than myself felt like that. That's why I proposed
No, I'm
the
just saying
question.
'cause
You know what I'm
you
saying?
brought it up,
Yeah.
I mean, but
Yeah,
you
I
got to
get
think
it.
about it though. Overseas, that shit still going over there.
Yeah, the lighter.
It's
and the
just
darker
when you
the
got a
skin.
few when you got a few dollars, they gonna
Right.
respect you a whole type of different way. Just like out here,
Yeah.
you got a few dollars, they gonna respect you a whole different type of
Well,
level.
Green speaks.
You know, so
For sure.
Now
it's the
blue.
it's
I want
the
a
it's
blue. I don't
ignorant
want a green.
motherfuckers.
I don't
It's
want a pink either.
ignorant
Yeah,
motherfuckers
blue.
over there.
Right, sure.
Ignorant ass motherfucker.
Yeah,
They ignorant in the motherfucker over there. So it's the same shit that goes on. And if you gotta look at it though, if a motherfucker supposedly hates you because of the color of your skin, that just goes to show you got some type of power that you haven't figured out yet. Because of my skin, supposedly, is that really the reason why you don't like us? We
mean,
fucking it up in the entertainment business. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much every major position that is, we own. Everybody adopt from us. Dances, they adopt our dances. They adopt how we play sports.
Yeah.
They adopt how we dress. They adopt how we sing. They do everything they adopt
But
from
guess
us.
what we don't adopt is how to keep our money.
Manage our money.
That's
You
what we don't
Facts.
adopt. We don't know how to adopt our
facts.
money.
And how
Like
to
they.
take how to take our empires or our properties and pass them on. That's
Well,
what
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
generational
that's
wealth.
not
They
how-
say if I was always told, I'm pretty sure everybody heard this. If you ever want to get rich in America, go where? To a black community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you ever want to get rich, go to a black community. You can't go to an all-white community and see a Chinese restaurant. Not gonna happen. You ain't seeing a soul food restaurant. You ain't seeing many liquor stores.
Well,
But go to a predominantly black neighborhood and catch a church, a liquor store, a Chinese restaurant, a Baba's, Harold's Chicken, anything to run your motherfucking blood pressure up, you gonna catch it there, right? So black people, we don't stand on business.
Well-
They know we don't stand on business when it comes to it. So it go back to about being in America. We don't stand on business, bro. They look at us as fools in America, bro.
I'm going to
They look at us as real.
We are.
You
I'm
think so?
only gonna disagree
Let me ask you this.
because
Let me ask you this,
of Black
right?
Wall Street.
Okay,
That's why
say
I'm gonna
Black Wall
disagree.
Street, right?
I'm gonna
That was in the
So your hair, right?
1920s.
Exactly.
And that
When-
wasn't the only one they bombed.
Exactly. So we can't say black people, we don't know. Yes, we do
Now
know
we
because
don't.
we have done it. Why not though? Because of the media propaganda.
Technology.
That is why. But we can't say we don't know black people are crabs in the bucket because that same mindset is what is going to always keep us back.
So do you buy
so
black?
You have to. Do I buy black?
Do you buy black?
I do. I try.
Do you buy black?
Honestly-
Because you had some previous experience that didn't allow you to buy black.
And it's
Do you buy black?
I
But
try
do
to.
you buy back?
Well,
do
we
you buy,
all
when the
buy
last
China.
time you buy black?
That's what we.
I'm
have.
trying my hardest.
It's been a while.
I'm trying my
I mean,
hardest.
I try to support the
Gotta
black.
work.
I try to support the black-owned businesses, but it's just they don't know how to run a proper business. Bad customer service.
Some of them.
Like some of them. And if they don't have bad customer service, they got good customer service and the nasty food. I try
High-ass
to support.
prices.
In high ass prices.
Okay, let me
I
ask
try
you
to
this.
support as much as I
Alright.
can, but it's just like they take advantage of their people trying to support them.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So the reason why I'm saying this, so y'all heard of Grand Lux, right?
Of course.
It's shutting down after
It's
21
shutting
years.
next month.
So you go downtown and you spend what you say real, an hour and a half waiting on the food,
Yeah.
and you don't say nothing.
You ain't
But
saying
you
a
go to a
damn
black
thing.
restaurant. This
Exactly.
motherfucker taking
Yeah,
an hour
for sure.
for me to do
That's
this.
facts.
Exactly.
You don't even give us enough time
That's
to
facts.
take our time to cook up this food so we can get it right for you. Because we already half of the greens, half of the mac, half of the cheese. Everything is high. So
And
we
that
coming
shit
in.
fresh.
And people don't even want to work for $15 an hour. Let's talk about that. They don't want to talk about it. So we got other people over exerting themselves to work to give you what you want. But you motherfuckers will go down to Grand Lux, probably white owned or Irish or Italian, and wait there. Oh man, we at Grand Lux. We'll be on Facebook and Snapchat.
You gonna wait
right?
your
You gonna wait
ass
that
off.
whole hour and a half for that white
Don't
bland ass
complain.
non-seasoned food,
Yeah.
and don't complain.
Yeah.
And then soon a black woman go in there and boot Chef Boyardee and cook us some food. Yeah, girl, that dry ass chicken. I had to wait a whole hour for this food, and y'all complain.
Yeah.
We were a product of our own shit because we don't even support our shit.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Now you don't have to like what I like, but I have seen plenty businesses and go on Instagram and they down talk. It was a whole 45 minutes for some fried chicken, but was it fresh though? Because if it was fresh, you should have waited. But you'll go to Grand Lux and get that nasty
That's a
ass
good point.
salmon and all this nasty
Hell
food,
yeah.
and y'all
For
keep
sure.
y'all mouth shut.
sure.
Yeah.
Y'all go to all of a sudden we doing Taco Tuesday now. You go to tacos and wait 30 minutes for some
Dry ass
tacos.
tacos.
But you won't help your own people.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you gotta know that our food the prices is gonna be high. All this stuff is
making
gonna
it
be
harder
bad for us,
for
but
us.
it's making it hard. Just like your hair, right? Where you get your hair from? Chinese place or online? No.
Last purchase from the black man.
Black man. Your hair products, where did you get them from?
Mexican.
Okay, one black owned. What about yourself?
It's the combination of both.
Combination of both, right? But did y'all know in Bolingbrook,
Well, no,
they shut a
this
whole
was a black
beauty
owned.
salon down because black women wanted to, black people wanted to support a black-owned beauty supply because that Chinaman wasn't getting no money. Because you wasn't getting that product that we feed into y'all. They end up getting shut down because the prices are so high. I don't think as business owners, black people understand what they go through because we on the outside looking in.
They shut the black people.
They
business
shut
after
the
prices
black
high.
beauty salon down because, so say if your hair $300, they go charge $260, and black people love a great deal, bro. Ooh, I'm saving
Oh, the
$40.
Chinese was charging $260.
They charging $260, but the black person got to charge $300 because they got to stay in competition.
I mean,
they done
but
paid
that's-
They
$280
charging
for
them
it.
to
I mean,
make
but
they
that's-
making it
that's
hard.
That's
It's a dirty
capitalism.
game.
Yeah.
Right,
That's just
but
how
we
it
won't
is,
even
though.
understand that it's a dirty game in capitalism because we say I want to keep that little
So
40
let
in
me
my
let
pocket.
me ask y'all this, because I've heard of Chinese calling the board of inspection or whatever. If they got a competitor, they'll call the city, they'll call them people, come in there, get you shut down, get you fined, we'll run
They
you
do
out of
that.
business.
Yeah, black
So,
people don't know.
should
Chinese
black people do that
are
too?
More there though. You think a white man is more racist towards
Yeah,
you?
I
The
work with-
China man is.
I work
Facts.
with-
I don't even
work
fuck with
around
it.
them.
Facts.
They
I work
think
around
that they
And
are
they'll
white.
say,
They think they're more white than a white man.
I respect the motherfucker that showed me that up front than a motherfucker that had it and be bullshit.
And who they number one consumers are though?
Black people.
They don't give a hell.
And it's the
They
killer
don't
part.
look-
That's why I
No,
always
it
tell
ain't
But
them.
that's
about
how
them.
it is even in like
We need
for
to look
women
at it.
as in our like the nail shops, the beauty shops. Me, I go to my nail shop that I go to is Puerto Rican. It's a Puerto Rican
Okay, we
woman.
can deal with that.
That's why
Where
I
you
go
get
to
your
her.
nails done from?
She's
Hispanic, right? I can halfway deal with that.
yeah.
But guess where she get her eyebrows done at though? From an Indian lady, right? Now, granted, she had. Tell them about the reason why you go there.
She's just consistent.
Press your hair. They got a whole salon full of Indian women to go press your hair. But why don't a black woman open that up and go press your hair, man? Because you don't want to see that black woman own business. You
It
don't
ain't
want to see
that.
that
It's-
she.
Business is business.
I just think that's
business
financial
take a lot of
illiteracy.
structure.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
Business take a lot of structure, and the one thing that blacks don't have is a system. Like I was saying,
Yep.
like the Asians with the Chinese restaurant, you on a fryer, you doing a egg rolls, everybody got a roll, but then they go to the same house. In a black barber shop, everybody cut hair different. Oh, he better than him. He this, he that. This person, this person. Don't nobody. We don't got no unity. How about we cut hair the same way? We gonna cut hair one way, and motherfucker come in, they gonna get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're missing. We don't have no system.
Can I say this? And another thing that makes why black people don't want to shop with black people, as soon as a black woman get on, or a black man, they go get jeweled up and look down at you like you ain't shit. So I pull up in my, I walked across the street to the store, right? And there was a brother in a Range Rover, and he was just like, you know, and I'm looking like, what, a 2007 ass Range Rover. But his confidence was so on high that he looked at me like I could buy 10 of your Range Rovers. But he don't know that though, right? Because I don't show that I can do that, right? But he showed everything on him, bro. And when I tell y'all, he looked at me like,
Disgust.
bottom feet ass nigga. Like you walking. Well, I was just walking to the store. I'm gonna got an $80,000 Benz over here, bitch. I got it. But that's how he looked at it. Or same thing in your car. They look at you. You got a $50,000 Challenger. A woman or a man, they'll be like, she don't belong in that car.
Oh yeah.
They automatically assume it's a
my
guy.
car, yes,
So
that's
it
how they-
assume that.
Mhm.
So, but it be our own people assume some shit. So
Yeah.
it's like, say y'all a couple. We gonna keep feeding y'all. Then when y'all get on, you go from Calvin Klein to
Right.
whatever higher than that.
Right.
So now you looking down on me now that I'm wearing Calvin Klein.
I
But
think-
I helped you get to where you needed to get to. So I don't think another black man don't want to see another black man getting it because the way we shit on people. We shit on each other.
I don't know about that.
Shit, bro. I done seen too many niggas,
Yeah,
bro.
that's real shit.
Literally
Yeah.
shit on the next man. Niggas pull up. I done pulled up in my work car and niggas be out there stunting out the whole time. I got $100,000 worth of cars. But he don't know that because he don't see it. But in the meantime, he gonna shit on me in the process.
But I
He
think
gonna shit on me
I think
purposely
black people
'cause
have
he
a
came
standard
up.
of the European standard. That's our standard.
And what's that?
The white man standard.
Trying to
Even
be like
in
the white man.
exactly.
Yeah, thinking the white people is right and that shit. Okay,
White
for
is
sure.
right.
It's
White
wrong.
is right. Even with like, so for me, I also attended predominantly white. So I went to Westinghouse. So my school was very diverse. So my school, they had sister schools over in South Korea. We took trips to New England, all that stuff like that. So we even had like, we can adopt a student. So my mom, she didn't do it, but a couple of my classmates adopted some of our sister school classmates from Austria. This Australian student, and he loved the black culture. Loved the black culture, loved to listen to Kanye West. That was the black culture to him. But when he came over here, it was like we couldn't explain what the black culture is. Because that is what is displayed. So I can't get mad at him because he thinks the black culture is baggy jeans, listening to hip hop, all that stuff like that. Like, I can't get mad and upset with that. But to him, he can always go back home and fit in his demographics or whatever like that. But here over in America, as black people, our standard is the white man's standard. So that's why we have things like that going on. That's why we have, you know.
So how do we break away from that?
I feel like it's all about your vocabulary. It's all about your language. Instead of you saying
that's what I was
negative
saying. That's
as
what
far
I was
as
saying
like,
about
black people don't get along, or we don't support black businesses, or we shit on each other. We need to put out more positive energy, more uplifting words, and more uplifting energy.
I mean, at the end of the day, like my man was saying about people, them getting them the dude with the fancy car and the jewelry or whatever it is, a blah blah skip. You got to think about it. Shit like that. That shit literally attract broke motherfuckers. Right. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't attracting no rich motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie, man. I know a motherfucker that's rich. A couple people probably in here that's rich, over 6 figures in a bank account. That motherfucker, you can look at him right now. That motherfucker don't look like he got that. You know what I'm saying? So when some people make a certain amount of money or whatever it is, you ask them like, okay, yeah, you doing good, but you comparing yourself to urban community people who 25 steps behind. You feel me? You made it out. Yes, you made it. You making a certain income. That don't mean you belittle the people where you came from.
Let's talk about these dumbass traditions that blacks have adopted, like balloon releases. I seen Rollo just got out of jail. He did a first day out of jail song. So these traditions is super fucking whack. Motherfuckers getting the t-shirts for the funerals. They hanging outside the car, driving fast, doing all like. Where did these fucking
boy or a girl?
Where do these fucking traditions come from, bro? Like,
I
this
just
shit
think
is,
it's just celebratory.
and it's getting worse.
I
You know
feel
what
like
I'm
us
saying?
as black people, we don't
I'm not
have
going
enough
to
to
no balloon
celebrate.
release, bro. That shit is stupid.
What about if it's a boy or a girl release?
No, I'm talking about like for funerals.
I think we do have enough to celebrate.
Yeah,
We do have a lot to
Not for
celebrate.
funerals, like candle lights. Everybody get them cheap ass candles, like
Yeah,
bro,
so
like
The problem that I see is that as a race of people, we champion and trophy too many negative stereotypes. Right? You didn't sleep with the stove on. You ain't black enough. You ain't black enough to be black. You talk too proper. You articulate your words too well. You ain't black enough. You ain't got enough Jordans in your closet. You ain't black enough. Boy, you don't keep them in a box. You ain't black enough. Shorty, why your pants so high? You ain't black enough. Boy, them the type of shoes you choose? You ain't black enough. You grew up where? You ain't black enough. You had a private school when you was growing up? You ain't black enough. You got a pool in your backyard? Boy, you ain't black enough. Everything is like, but guess what? Oh, 4 of them? On 4 of them? 4 just got out of jail. But on Shorty, he street. On Shorty, he real. He a real nigga. Motherfucker told me when I was a Shorty, he said, you either gonna be, what you want to be, that man or that nigga? I was young, so I'm like, shit, I'm gonna be that nigga. Cause I relate to the word nigga, right? So I'll be that nigga. Fuck you mean? He said, yeah, you ain't gonna last long. Like, fuck you mean, old school? You know what I'm saying? Got me fucked up, boy. I woo this, you know what I'm saying? Shoot my shit. He said, yeah, see, everything about you saying that is not what you need to be. You way too smart. You want to be that nigga? Everybody gonna be looking at you. Okay, and that's why you ain't gonna never make it. See, the man is the one that's calling the shots that don't nobody see. The nigga is the fool in the front that everybody's shooting at.
Loud as hell.
Everybody want to get to the nigga spot, but don't nobody know how to get to the man spot. The man keep his shit sealed and concealed. It's like 48 laws of power, having the escape plan that your opponent don't know you got.
Right.
You could track these moves, but what you don't know is where I go after this. Right? The nigga, everybody know where you go after this, nigga. You go right over there to Shorty crib.
Yeah, you loud.
You know what I'm saying? You loud. But the man, you never be able to track a man's movements because a man got a purpose. Like I said before, man without a purpose is not a man. That man got a purpose and he won't let nothing jeopardize that purpose. The nigga will let everybody in and say, I wish you would try. I'm not inviting snakes into my home and hoping they don't bite me. I'm making sure they don't know how to get there.
Can't get no deeper.
I was on 6th today, right down the street from old block, trying to get the boys on camera without even getting shot. Hey, they on the corner drinking, they on the corner thinking.